with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. Both warriors had released their power to the maximum, with which they distorted the entire dimension. Instantly, it could be seen how both warriors had launched one against the other with great aggressiveness. However, with each exchange of blows, Goku's body was expelling large amounts of blood because the blows of that warrior were unmatched. He had never felt the power of that level. At the time, Goku would be seen flying from a great blow being sent to a planet, destroying it entirely. You're a very powerful being, apart from the Beast God. I never thought that someone would have the necessary power to face me. Your blows hurt too much, but I won't let you finish me off. Dragon Goku! A great dragon of silver color had been directed towards Nikita, with which only one of its hands was able to counter it completely. Nevertheless, behind Nikita, a great attack in form of flower was approaching to this one to an incredible speed, being so much that the power that gave off was unreal. At the moment of a great explosion would be observed, with which it had been able to cause a great damage, even almost the death. That was enough. I'm sure I finished that wretch. However, like a lightning, he would stand in front of Goku, starting to massacre him completely, cutting each of his limbs and even torturing his whole body. At the moment, he would create a gigantic explosion, with which Goku would fall to the ground very badly wounded. This hurts a lot. I'm not able to do anything against that guy. Nikita, not caring about the state Goku was in, had decided to throw a great power at him, with which he was able to pulverize him. As the attack was about to hit Goku, he would be able to go deep into a spiritual sea of energy, observing a being identical to him. My son, there's no time, so get the power of the Omni Saiyan and be able to defeat that guy, so that you become the guardian of a king of everything. Father, is that you? You have grown up a lot, my little Kakarot. I hope to see you again soon. At that moment, all the power of Bardock would enter the body of Goku, which released an overwhelming power which was able to disintegrate all the power of Nikita. And also, Nikita would be very surprised by all the power that the body of Goku was releasing. That's right, at that moment, the power of Goku did not lose against the power of a king of all in its combat form. And it kept growing and growing as if his power had no limit from the great explosion. It was possible to observe Goku, who had reached a new state. Even some marks would appear on his forehead. Nikita, who observed these marks, would be a little surprised to realize this warrior was able to take his divinity to a state beyond a king of all. I must reciprocate that power, so I'll use all my power in the same way. Nikita at that moment would begin to raise his power in an overwhelming way, with which even seemed to have no limit, because all the power that he was releasing could not be appreciated with accuracy, only destruction and chaos all around him. I can't believe it! Mr. Goku's power has even surpassed my power with that transformation. This is incredible. Dai, what's wrong? Did something bad happen to my friend Goku? Of course not, my lord. On the contrary, Lord Goku's power has been able to reach a new level, with which he was worthy of being your supreme guardian. Nikita, at that moment, he had been able to increase the power to the maximum, with which a few lightning bolts would spread all over the battlefield. I'm sorry for the wait, Saiyan, but I'm not used to access my whole powerful state, since only one person made me use it. Goku, with a serious look, would say absolutely nothing, but in an instant, Nikita would give him a strong blow in the face of Goku, which would not be sent to fly. He had only moved his face a few centimeters, unlike Nikita, which, being so close to Goku, had received a powerful blow which would send him crashing to a planet which would be destroyed with a simple impact of his body. The power of Goku was being overwhelming. Nikita would spit blood because that blow caused him great damage, which was hard to believe even for him. Nikita would instantly pounce against Goku, and the two would begin to exchange thousands of blows at overwhelming speeds. Meanwhile, in the training of Akumo and Leviathan, both supreme gods had been able to take their bodies to their limit, with which they were able to even break the barrier of a normal priest. Since the power they had achieved was incredible, especially the power of Akumo, since his grudge against Goku would help him to break all his limits. With this power, I'll be able to defeat this miserable mortal. He'll regret having been born and having crossed my path. With the power you possess now, you would even be able to defeat Daishenkin with a little difficulty, but your power is much greater than that of that priest. I know that, Leviathan.
Now we just have to wait for that miserable Saiyan to get out of that place once and for all.
Meanwhile, with the battle of both warriors, the power they released was overwhelming because everything in their path seemed to disappear. Even the planets disintegrated at each clash of their fists. But the most physically injured was Nikita, because at that precise moment, Goku had spit large amounts of blood, implying that he was not able to dominate all that power.
Your power is amazing, but apparently your body's not able to assimilate all that monstrous power. So I just have to make time to finish you. You're very smart, but before that happens, I'll end your existence.
Goku threw himself against Nikita despite feeling that his body was exploding. Because all that moment, all the veins of his heart seemed to collapse. Despite this, Goku would be able to connect his last and definitive blow to Nikita.
Divine Dragon God Strike! Die!
A great dragon with a colossal power was heading against Nikita, who, in spite of releasing a great part of all his power, would not do anything. This time, this incredible dragon would be able to disintegrate him completely, until turning him into simple atoms. At that moment of Nikita's death, the whole place where they were was being destroyed. That's right, Nikita, having such a great power, was in charge of providing power for all the three-dimensional space to exist. At the moment of death, everything around him would be destroyed.
It's time to go back, because this whole place will disappear.
At that moment, a great portal would make Goku return to the realm of everything again. But at the moment of arrival, Goku would fall out of combat due to the excess of energy he had used.
It's normal that you were knocked out. I even find it surprising that you defeated that powerful being who even possessed the great Zeno-Sama.
A few days would pass quickly, in which all of Goku's internal system was recovering little by little, since the power condensed in every vein of energy had been so brutal that even the body of Supreme Level Priest would have exploded into pieces.
All the gods and angels in about 1 week, all should be gathered here in the Kingdom of Everything, since the promotion of the new Guardian of the King of Everything will be given.
Meanwhile, on the planet of Beerus, Vegeta was training so as not to fall behind Kakarot, while Beerus did not want the Prince of the Saiyans to be compared to his new power.
Vegeta, you have a great potential, but you'll need much more effort to be able to defeat me. Don't be so confident, Beerus, since I belong to a warrior race unlike you, so I'm sure that sooner or later I'll be able to overcome your power.
Mr. Vegeta is partially right, but apparently he is not aware that Mr. Beerus also belongs to a powerful warrior race. Vegeta at that moment would be very surprised since he didn't know that information about the God of Destruction.
What race do you belong to? I've never seen another being of your race in the entire Universe 7. Only Universe 6 by your brother Champa in Universe 11. My race, millions of years ago, lay in Universe 14. But when a great war broke out between several gods, some angels took warriors from that universe, making them their disciples. That means your origin is Universe 14. That's right, I belong to Universe 14, which was destroyed by the great Zeno-Sama. That only inspires me even more, since I was able to fight against a super warrior from another universe, and even make him use his maximum power. You're right, but if you want to surpass me, it'll be impossible, because my power has no limits, just like yours, so while you become more powerful, I'll do the same.
Vegeta and Beerus would both continue with their respective training until the moment when the Staff of Whis would become unlimited, receiving the great news from his father, the Great Priest. The time would pass quickly, and at the moment, all the gods of the Kingdom of Everything making a great reverence towards the most emblematic beings of all the universes.
Gods and angels, today a mortal has surpassed all our expectations which to be assigned to the position of the great guardian of Zeno-Sama.
Immortal? I can't believe this. What mortal's powerful enough to protect the king at all?
You don't have to be surprised, God Vermouth of Universe 11, since you and Champa fought against that mortal.
Both gods at that moment would be very surprised to know who it was. Even Daishaken indicated that Goku appears, a great path of ice would form around him, and even the environment would change to an icy environment, with which all the gods would release a little of their auras, but instantly, all the gods and even the angels would fall to their knees in the ground when Goku released a little of his incredible pressure.
Is that Goku's power? I can't believe it. Even though I trained tirelessly, I'm far from being on par with that incredible power. Kakarot's power has increased in an amazing way. I'm not able to describe it. His power seems to have no limit. This must be a fucking nightmare.
Gods and angels, thank you very much for your welcome. But that's right, from today I'll be the new Supreme Guardian of the King of Everything. Goku at that moment would decrease his pressure, allowing the gods and angels to be able to move normally.
At the moment, Vegeta would approach towards Kakarot. Damn insect, how are you able to get all that incredible power? I can't believe the power you gave off now. Your power seems to be on another dimension. How long, Vegeta? That's right, my power belongs to another dimension, and to reach this power I had to go through hundreds of trainings and even face death itself. However, at that time, an incredible pressure would be felt all over the place, leaving all the gods very surprised, with the exception of the beings of the King of Everything. That's right, Akumo, together with Leviathan, had arrived at the Divine Realm. Great Zeno-Sama, that Saiyan's not worthy to be your guardian, since I can end the life of that simple mortal. You again, Akumo. You don't have the power to stand up to my friend Goku. No, Zeddy, don't worry. I want to hear what this damned one proposes, since he was the one who manipulated the gods Champa and Vermouth in my life. Damn Saiyan, I want to have the death match with you. The winner will be the one who becomes the guardian of the great Zeno-Sama. I accept your proposal. I'll put an end to every one of your hopes. At the moment, Daishoken with his great power would create a platform in which the same way all the gods and angels would be spectators of this incredible battle that is about to approach. Kakarot will defeat him. That power that sleeps in him is an incredible power. Akuma at that moment, without waiting for the great priest to start the fight, would launch himself against Goku, who, despite being with his power at rest, was able to dodge each of his blows, being able to even hit him with a blow, which would send him to a nearby place on the platform. I thought you had much more power. Apparently I won't have to use my maximum power since you're a simple ant compared to me. Akumo, furious, would increase his power to the maximum, with which he caused havoc for all 12 universes. At the moment, Daishoken would create a great barrier so that nothing happens in the 12 universes. But he's surprised to realize that the power of Akuma had surpassed him, being impossible to contain all that destruction. Goku, when realizing this, would throw a great sphere of energy, with which he would wrap all the battlefield. My power is even greater than that of the Great Priest, so you won't be able to do anything against me. Akuma and Goku began to exchange blows, but this time, even though Akuma would use all his power, he would not be able to do anything against the Saiyan who had broken all his limits. This can't be! When did that Saiyan become so powerful? Akumo's power won't be enough, that Saiyan will pulverize it. So that's all your power? You're not even good for warmth! Goku in that instant, with just a few hits, was able to shatter his entire sea of energy, leaving him on the ground on the verge of death. Goddess, take him away. I don't want to see them again. Inform him that I only use 5% of all my power. All the gods and angels were surprised. At the moment of leaving, Goku would be promoted to the Supreme Guardian of the Great Zeno-Sama. I promise to give my life to guard the integrity of the Great Zeno-Sama.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.